All right, I got the next story. This is called Walmart Stalker. I guess it goes along with the theme that we've set tonight, which is extremely creepy. For a bit of context, I'm a 22-year-old female, 5'2" and about 125 pounds. My mother is 45, 5 foot nothing, and would blow over in the wind. We both look much younger than our actual ages, and due to having small statures, we tend to have run-ins with creeps because it tends to attract creeps. I tend to carry a small arsenal on me at all times: pepper spray, taser, Swiss Army knife, and etc. I tend to be pretty confident that I can handle myself. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't judge, because we live in a big city and I'm a small girl. This particular night was the worst we've experienced with creepers so far. My mother and I were grocery shopping at our usual Walmart. It was later on in the day, around 7 p.m., something we tried to avoid because, as we said before, we have a run-in with creepers. We tend to. We just pulled into the parking lot and began our trek inside. We spotted 5 young men, older than myself, but still young, standing outside the store laughing near the front doors. I pay it no mind when they glance at me and my mom, and when we walk inside to grab the carts. The men all head inside now, and I shrug it off, but keep a mental note of their faces. I tend to be on the paranoid side. We head inside, moving straight for the grocery section. As we shop, I keep noticing 2 or 3 of the 5 men are in each aisle that we go to. Alarm bells start to go off, but I push the paranoia aside and just keep my head high as we walk. Most of the time, confidence puts the creepers off. I make sure to go down a few random aisles to test. Sure enough, my test proved positive, as they were always there in those aisles too. Well, my mom starts to notice as well. The more aisles we go down, and her hand squeezes mine, and a warning is she shoots one of the men a very bad glare. We stop in the cereal aisle. She tended to still be Mama Bear, despite that I'm a grown woman. The guy, who's now moved on about two feet from our cart, just glances over and smirks at her. He's tall, lanky, with short, dark hair, partially hidden under a ball cap, and a pointed rat-like face. Mom just narrows her eyes, unnerved at this point, as a response, and she looks over at me and shoots me an unsure glance. I shrug this off before moving to grab a box off the shelf a little whiles away. The hair on the back of my neck at this point begins to suddenly stand up as I turn around and I see yet another guy has walked up, another one of the guys. This one is blonde, shaggy, oily hair hanging on from his chin, with his hands tucked in a gray reflective material hoodie. Looked like a Punisher hoodie. He's staring up at the boxes, but a smirk is on his face, and he directly stands in my path, right in front of me. My stomach flips, and I grip my teeth as I snap, "Excuse me." I try to go around him, but he just moves again, right back into my path. I glare at him now, trying to communicate with him with my facial expression that I'm not finding his antics funny. And my mom seems to notice this, comes to my rescue, and pushes the cart directly between the two of us, the man and I. And she says to me, "Ready?" I nod, and he takes the hint to move on now, smiling with yellow teeth as he nods to us. Mom only glares, grabbing my arm and hustling us to another aisle. Again and again, we run into these guys, and once we finish shopping, I'm afraid they might try to follow us outside. So we began roaming all over the store, taking different routes and aisles. We seem to lose them after a while, and we both feel relaxed, figuring they finally gave up. We head to the checkout, our Walmart having a self-checkout line made for grocery trips. We start checking ourselves out. Halfway through unloading our items, I get that hair standing up feeling again. As I turn, and I notice at the lane to the right of us, as you guessed, it's the same 5 guys. This time, all of them. My stomach drops. Eyes moving to my mom, who stares at them with wide eyes and her eyebrows raised. Trying to shake it off, we take our sweet time ringing things up. We figure, seeing as the guys had no more than 5 to 10 items between them, and we have a full cart, they would surely move faster than us. Wrong. It seems no one else had decided to check out in our lane so they could go as slow as they wanted, and oh boy, did they. For the next what felt like at least 10 minutes, they just sat there and watched us as we were bringing our groceries up, and every now and then, they would ring a random item up. My mom grabs my arm, and we share a look. I shake my head, starting to get freaked out, as my mom, starting to panic, grabs her phone and calls my dad. In her state of panic, however, she turns and wanders a few feet away. Not her best moment, she admits. And when I turn to bring out the last few items, the ball cap guy is standing right there by me at this point. We stare at each other. He had a gross stare on his face with messed up teeth. I drop the chicken in the bag before reaching out the last item, bringing it up. He's still partially glaring at me, but I'm just remaining with my eyesight down into the cart at this point. Mom, now off the phone, hurries back over only to see the ball caps guy standing there while the other four sit on the bench located 3 feet away, all watching us. Ball cap guy simply takes out an empty Gatorade bottle he's been holding and chucks it into the trash can by the register, which broke our eye contact before he goes to sit back down with all his friends. Keep in mind, they had a trash can right by their register, but made it known to throw it clear over to ours. Mom and I, not knowing what to do, start fiddling around, hoping they'd be impatient and leave. Nope, as we continue at this point to pay and get our receipt, they're still there. So Mom grabs my arm and steers me towards customer service, telling them my dad told us to have security walk us out. The guys move and walk out once we head over there, and I feel relieved they finally left. The lady at customer service were amazing and very understanding, and stood with us the entire time, waiting for security. A big man with a calm and confident persona came over to take descriptions and said he'd review the cameras. He checked the doorways. When he came back, he told us, as we were standing in customer service, that he found 5 men matching their descriptions hanging out around the front door as if they were waiting for something. He said the minute they saw him, they took off, and he promised to walk us to our car and let the officer outside know what was going on. We thanked him and the ladies, and we thankfully made it to our car with no problems, and haven't seen those men again. So those creepy-ass guys who stalked us at Walmart, I just hope we never, ever see them again.
That is some serious douchebaggy behavior on their part. Bunch of creeps.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be very blatant, just trying to, it kind of seems like just literally trying to creep them out, mess with them.
It does seem like that. I mean, maybe they had worse intentions, but it almost seems like they were just being, a bunch of asshats and just trying to gross them out and creep them out. They could have been up to worse. I mean, more likely they could have been. And, it was a good thing that they got security to walk them out. It's weird that, more than half of our stories have been in, a parking lot of some sort of major place.
Well, I brought this up. Somebody said it was a very unnerving situation. Yeah, I couldn't even read it. It was so unnerving. But everybody has a local Walmart, I feel like. And every time I go to Walmart, I feel like I see some odd people that could meet this description.
Especially back when it used to be 24 hours.
Yeah, nothing's 20. It's not 24 hours anymore. Yeah, you definitely could. They said it was, 7 p.m.? But yeah, you're right. The people late at night. Yeah, I don't know. I could feel for this story. That's why I shared it. It was definitely a creepy one.
It's very creepy because this will happen at any Walmart in the country. It can happen anywhere.
I don't know the whole timeline because it seemed like a very long time. Like they're literally trying to buy time, going around the store, and these guys are still in every aisle, making sure they stand close to them, just doing very creepy stuff.
Yeah, and you got those people who used to hang out there all night long doing weird stuff. And so,
yeah, people used to hang out in the parking lot all the time at these Walmarts. So,
yeah, that's definitely just douchebaggy behavior and really gross. And
you think they had big trucks?
I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I got to get some heat on that one, ain't I?
Yeah. Everyone's got to get canceled sometime.
Yeah, that might do it. That might get me in. Well, let's see what they say. People are saying all guys know how creepy moments like this are, so they tried to avoid them. The ones who don't are very creepy. Yeah, I think as a man or as a person even, you often realize I could come across really strange.
Oh, it's the
acting like
worst. It's the worst when you accidentally keep bumping into somebody at Walmart or something or someplace like that. It's like, I'm not stalking you. I just have to get this too. But it always comes across weird, and even if you don't want it to be. Or I feel weirded out running into people over and over again. I'm just like, I don't want to see this person again. I'm going to look like a creeper. Yeah, I do that now. I
still can't avoid sometimes having to go somewhere, I guess.
I go to Walmart once a year now. It is ever since Instacart became a thing.
Yeah.
I got addicted to that. and I only use that now.
I think the thing I can really picture here is it really stands out to me is this checkout, like how long these guys are taking to check out, like no items.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get, okay, so like once you hit a certain time at Walmart, there's like nobody around that's going to help you.
Yeah.
Or even if there's also another scenario where there's so many people around, nobody's going to help you. But if you hit a certain time, I can see what they're saying. I don't know how big their town is. I don't remember what they said, but you're just going to be left hanging to fend for yourself. So it was actually, she did call her husband, but it was a good idea to go to that customer service.
Yeah, that's definitely like the time you need it.
Because what would have happened if they just would have went out the door, like kept going, you know?
It could have been really bad, or it could just been them creeping on them some more, harassing them all the way to the car, or it could have gone really, really bad. This is definitely their best decision ever, was to go to that customer service.
Yeah. It sounded like they had some helpful security, and it sounded like you ended up having cops outside.
Yeah.
You're reading the story, but I think the point came across. Walmart is very creepy and scary.
It is.
Jeff Townsend Media. CG, good night.
And the question is, do I stay here? Will you be back? Are you gonna come back? Will you be back? Are you coming back?